Hello, welcome back. So let's do a walkthrough for day 7 for data quality jobs. Basically, we want to create jobs to double check to verify that the data within our Notabot is good. And we're trying to do simple checks that maybe use a regular expression, maybe just simply check the existence of the data within our Notabot, because a human could be entering that data. Maybe we use API or some other automation process to automatically import the data in. So if that's what we did, then it's especially important for us to always verify that the data is good in our Notabot. So that is the objective of day 7 and day 8, which is part 1 and part 2 of the data quality jobs. So let's go through day 7. By now, you're probably already very familiar with the invoke process on, just starting scenario 1 for our code space, go into Notabot Docker Compose, Poetry Shell, Poetry Build, DB import, that sort of stuff. And, for the job creation, right here, I use, quote unquote, option 2 to, kind of attach to the Docker container and create the jobs, change the permission, that sort of stuff. But feel free to use option 1, which was just, right click on the jobs folder and then create that job. So here is what we're going to do. I am just going to do new file and data quality jobs.py. Bam, there it is. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are just going to verify that this, a particular platform is defined. And I am going to copy and paste this bit. And I want to say there's like a little checkbox if we did our editing correctly that we could just copy and paste, but apparently that's not the case. So I'll go ahead and copy and paste it. And basically, the metadata, it's as important as it is. It's not crucial for functionality of it. It's just more like visual and allow us to have a glance and know what this job is for. What is important is this object var, where we tie the model with this particular job, which is our location model. And then we're going to just kind of filter through this location for the device and device query, check to see for that device if platform is specified. So this would probably make more sense when we're just go ahead and save this, and then do the invoke upgrade, and then come back here. Here's a little bit more explanation on the object var to kind of filter out. Use this object filter option to only filter the location that we checked. So come back here, and let's go back to the web GUI. If I go ahead and refresh, I do the check platform if it's defined, the data collection. So I'm going to go ahead and enable this update. And if I do go ahead and run it, here, remember our first, I think day 4 on the user input, it was basically a string. And in this case, it's an object var, and it allows us to pick all the locations that we have already defined, right? So if I just go ahead and pick Boston and do the run job, and there are 4 devices within Boston. And now we're just looping through the device to make sure those devices have the platform defined, right? So I have just 2 devices. So I have this RTR01, and it has the platform Everest.eos defined, and that's good, right? So those are actually defined. So here is I actually use the same Boston, so cool. But you could choose other locations. So here's another thing is that we notice that some locations do not have devices. For example, Baltimore, and if we just go back to here and let's run that job again and check to see if device is, defined. So if I look at Baltimore and run jobs, there's no device under that location. So it runs the job and it's just fine and zero, device checked. But, it's kind of a waste of our mental effort, right? So if we could add a query parameter within there and just to have this particular attribute to set to be true. So let me go ahead and copy and paste that. If I go to data quality jobs, so if I do parameter equals to true, let's go ahead and save that. Then then we could actually limit the number of location when we see to just the location that have devices. So as you could see right here, and notice we didn't have to do a post upgrade because it's not a new job, that we're not registering a new job. We're basically doing this query parameter in real time. So only when I click this drop down box, I do the query, give me all the locations, and then within that location, only the ones that have device. So now I have, let's just try New York City, and we'll go ahead and run the jobs. And then now, we have the Arista EOS defined. So both New York and Boston have devices defined. So the query parameter is a pretty powerful feature, and we use it quite a bit. And there are other, useful things like the query parameters. And what we have done is we provide the API doc at the end to do the other checks. So right here is check additional fields, not just for platform, but also check that, hey, it has a serial number, it has a primary IP, it has all the other stuff. For me, I'm gonna leave that to you to go ahead and run this job. And I've ran it multiple times. I know it works, but if it doesn't work for you, go ahead and maybe check for typos, or maybe for one of the things that people sometimes forget is to register the jobs, or they forget to do post upgrade, for example, or if you copy and paste, if you just type in, make sure there's no typo. If you copy and paste and make sure you register your jobs, do your post upgrade, I don't think there's going to be any issues. So for now, let me go ahead and stop there because that's the end of day 7. And next day, we'll move on to part 2. Thanks.